Order.
The draft Scottish rates of income tax consequential amendments order 2024.
Minister to move the motion.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to serve under you, Mr. Chairman. These regulations enable the calculation of deficiency relief to take account of the introduction of the Scottish advance rate of income tax. Deficiency relief reduces the tax which some individuals are required to pay when certain life insurance policies come to an end. It applies in unusual circumstances where the policyholder would otherwise be taxed on more than the actual economic gain they made on the policy. This might include when a tax charge arose on an earlier withdrawal. On the 22nd of February of this year, the Scottish Parliament introduced the new Scottish Advanced Rate Income Tax Band. This means from the 6th of April 2024, the former Scottish higher rate income tax band is split into the Scottish higher rate and the Scottish advanced rate income tax bands. The current deficiency relief routes do not take into account of the new tax band. This reduces the amount of deficiency relief available to a small number of Scottish taxpayers from 6th April 2024. These regulations apply from 6th April 2024. They ensure that the new Scottish advanced rate of income tax can be included in the calculation of deficiency relief. At the same time, the government is taking the opportunity to simplify the wording of the legislation. Mr. Chairman, these regulations ensure that the calculation of deficiency relief takes into account of the new Scottish advanced rate of income tax. I therefore move that these regulations be approved.
The question is that the committee has considered the Scottish rates of income tax consequential amendments order 2024. Opposition spokesman James Wilde.
Thank you very much, Sir Roger, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, and I'm grateful to the Minister for her opening remarks and the brevity with which she set out what these regulations actually do. I think it's worth getting on the record that the new rates that the Scottish Parliament have introduced mean that the higher income tax band is 42% and the Scottish advanced income tax rate is 45%. But these regulations will avoid disparity, and I can confirm that we will not be seeking to divide the committee on the regulations, although it was tempting before the reinforcements turned up on the government benches. It is worth highlighting that the changes the Scottish Parliament made make their tax system more complex with 6 rates compared to 3 across the rest of the UK. But perhaps if I can ask the Minister some questions as we've all gathered here. What is the impact of deficiency relief payments on Exchequer revenues? How many taxpayers, she referred I think to a small number, how many in Scotland will benefit from this, and what will be the impact on revenue? Given that these changes relate to changes from the beginning of this tax year in April, can the Minister confirm that she will seek to bring such changes further more rapidly in response to changes than the 6 months that this has taken? To conclude, while the need for these regulations is due to the increased complexity of the Scottish Government, thankfully these regulations actually simplify the effect in legislation.
Minister.
I thank the honourable gentleman for his cooperation and for commenting on the lateness of some of the people behind me. But I'm sure the whip will take notice of that and not me letting it's not my job. Only Scottish taxpayers who are entitled to deficiency relief and who pay tax at the Scottish advanced rate of income tax will be affected. The measure only affects Scottish taxpayers who claim deficiency relief and whose tax is taxable at the Scottish advanced rate of income tax. So that's, I can't give them an absolute number, but the criteria does apply to people whose income is taxable at the Scottish advanced rate of income tax that he referenced. There is guidance available, you'll be pleased to know. HMRC's Insurance Policy Taxation Manual contains guidance of deficiency relief. It will be updated to reflect the changes so that people can refer to it. It is available on gov.uk. I would answer a question about it applying retrospectively, because I think maybe that was one of the things he sort of alluded to. But the Scottish Advanced Income Tax applies from 6th April 2024 of this year. But applying these regulations from this date ensures that no taxpayers are adversely affected. I hope these questions are satisfactory, but I think I'm being handed another piece of paper, so I will read it. Oh, it is fewer than 10, if needed, in terms of the number. And the exchequer impact is less than 5 million per annum as well. So I hope that satisfied him. So these regulations ensure that calculation of deficiency relief takes account of the new Scottish advanced rate of income tax. I'm glad the opposition are not opposing, are in agreement as well. And other than that, I commend these changes to the House, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
The question is that the committee has considered the Scottish Rates of Income Tax Consequential Amendments Order 2024. As many of that opinion say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Order.